Fed chair, and that's probably one of the big triggers as to why gold and silver have moved the way they have. This entire move of de-dollarization, do you expect that to be a decadal theme, or is that just very, very short-lived, and that's something that will likely unwind given that there is a new Fed chair in place, and likely the Fed independence is not going to be as much questioned as was earlier anticipated?
Yeah, so I think beyond de-dollarization, I think what's a decadal theme is the US being the center of the world. I think, you know, post-World War II, if we look at the world, it has been largely dominated by the US. And I'm not saying we're going to live in a non-US important world, but we're going to live in a world where there are multipolar relationships. And that will mean that the dollar becomes less important. So you may have a Korea that's important, you may have a Germany that's important, you may have an India and China that's important, and people will think of what is reserve currency very, very differently. I do tend to agree that this Fed chair news is a little bit surprising. People thought the incoming Fed chair would just listen to what the US government is saying. I think seeing the background of this Fed chair, you actually see a very independent Fed chair, in my view, which is, in my view, a very, very good thing. But I think structurally the importance of the US as a solo economy and a solo place to go may come down.
So it basically means that, you know, even though Trump has a rhetoric of cutting rates, when it comes to institutions, he goes by merit, right, in that sense?
I mean, that is certainly the hope, and that is certainly what his background suggests. And ideally, you want independence between treasury and state, you know, so I think a certain president's tweets about choosing the Fed chair and Powell not cutting rates perhaps suggested that, you know, you can pummel your way through this. But this is a sign that all may be well. But I do generally think that the importance of the dollar will come down.
Sandeep, you know, to the point that you were making,